During such uncertain times, we at Coast to Coast Sports want to spread some joy through the power of sport. For every cloud has a silver lining. It has often been said, nothing nourishes the world greater than food. It helps to provide both substance and comfort and so much more. In support of racial equality, part of our mission statement is to fundraise using our platform to create change. Cinnamon rolls consist of white flour and brown sugar and everything yummy mixed in between, like ebony and ivory blended in perfect harmony. Provide your support by simply logging on to momspantry.ca. Order number 316798. Our passcode is 43132. There you can select from numerous items, but the one that really hits home are our cinnamon rolls and spread. Yummy. All proceeds raised will go to support Black Lives Matter Canada. Do your part and be a community changer.
Make some noise for CPA Lions Phoenix!
Black and gold, let's roll!
You're watching the Coast to Coast Sports Show.
It's the London Lightning and the Halifax Hurricanes. The NBLC Finals continues tonight from Scotiabank Center, where the Hurricane fans hope the home team will push the series to a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. But right now, Mo Bolden and the London Lightning have other ideas. Owners of last year's championship crown, can they do the unthinkable and beat this Hurricanes team 4 straight? The Hurricanes, however, are back home where they are 6-1 and dominant. Can they push this championship series to Game 7? We will see. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 6 of the 2018 NBLC Finals. Vince Williams on hand. One game can change the mindset, and that's what we saw after Game 2, because prior to that talk was about a Halifax sweep. Now before Game 6, the talk is that, can the London Lightning pull off the finals' greatest comeback? The fans are ready for Game 6. The Canes trying to get win number 7 in these playoffs and push this championship series to the brink. Brown wins the tap for the Canes. Watson, closely guarded by Boyd. Clint Scales, kick out to White, shot clock under 5, White for 3, that's no good. Brown can't get the rebound to go, so a good closeout and a good defensive play by London to force that tough 3-ball in the corner by Billy White. And a shot clock violation and the first turnover of the game. Williamson, off the screen, Williamson drives and Williamson finishes with the left hand. Good looking pick and roll between Williamson and Boyd. Boyd provided the space for Williamson to get all the way to the rim, and he made no mistake banking it home. Mason, hesitation, Mason gets in, off the glass and no good, rebound by Boyd. Williamson now going baseline, kicks it out to Bolden. Bolden for 3, that's short at the rim and rebound by Watson. Clint Scales with the entry pass to Watson, trying to back down Williamson, spin move into Brown. Brown banks it in. So Ramel Brown moving without the basketball as Watson finds him as he splits the defense. And we are tied at 2 in the early going here in Game 6. Herring Jr., kick out to Williams Jr. Bolden misses the 3 and he's 0 for 2 from downtown. Clint Scales off the screen. Mason, he'll try for 3, that's short. Rebound by Williams Jr. Bolden again from downtown, got a good look and he drains it. And Mo Bolden is 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. And he gives London a 3-point lead. Bolden will continue to shoot that ball and he's been stroking it pretty good in the last 3 games. Because that's Mo's 4th 3-ball in the series. Watson banks it in through the contact. Watson won at the end, 1. And it's a 1-point lead for the Bolts. Herring Jr. off the pick and roll. Bolden kick out. Williams Jr. from the corner, and he knocks down the corner 3. And that's back-to-back 3s for London. White inside, and he banks it home. Billy White was able to get great positioning on Bolden. And Billy made no mistake with the left hand off the glass. 2-point game for London. Boyd, jumper, and he drains it. Julian Boyd continuing to be impressive on offense, averaging 20 points and 13 rebounds in these finals. Watson, though, trying to go to work on Boyd. Skyhook's good in the lane. And Watson's 2 for 2. He's got 4. Williams Jr., and he throws it down with the right hand. Good run out in transition by Kirk Williams Jr., and he made no mistake with the right hand throwing it down. White, and he banks it in. So White, once again, getting great positioning on Bolden. And White's 2 for 2. He's got 4. Herring Jr.'s jump shot's no good. Rebound by White. Clint Scales looking to run. Watson, the floater's good, and Watson's 3 for 3. Tyrone's got 6. Williams Jr. pump fake, baseline, that's partially blocked by Brown. Turned over though in transition. Herring Jr. with the steal. Williams Jr. for 3, that's in and out. Rebound by Mason, and Boyd's call for the foul. So the pace, fast and furious, back and forth by both sides. With 7:21 remaining in the first quarter, we're all tied up at 12. As you can see, Kirk Williams Jr. getting in the open floor, and throwing it down with the right hand. Clint Scales. Watson. Spins. Jaws the double. Brown, he's denied by Williamson. Brown gets it back. Tries to find Watson. Watson through the contact, and he almost gets the N1 to go. And Tyrone will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul called on Garrett Williamson. That's his first personal. As Watson comes up short with the first. Hurricanes shooting 67% as a team from the charity stripe. Really struggled on the road, and it showed up. They shot it under 60% for 2 of the 3 road games, and that hurt them down the stretch. 1 point lead for the Canes. Boyd for 3, and Boyd drains that one. Julian Boyd continuing to be very impressive offensively, and that's Boyd's 11th 3-ball in the series. Watson, pull up, short, Bolden. Bolden drives, gives it to Boyd, and Bolden runs right into the chest of, looks like it's Tyrone Watson. As you can see in the replay, outstanding defensive play there by Tyrone Watson, sacrificing body and limb as Mo Bolden runs him right over. Tyrone was able to pick up that charging call. It's going to be pretty difficult to knock Tyrone Watson out of this game, the 6'6" forward from New Mexico State. Two-point game. Mason drives, kicks it out to White. White draws the double, tries to find Brown. He loses the handle and turns it over. And that's turnover number 2. Williamson off the pick and roll. Mason stays in front of him. Williamson again. Williamson gets in the rim. He gets it partially blocked, gets to the rim and gets it blocked again there by Brown. Clint Scales in the open floor, looking to run. Kicks it out to Mason. White backing down Herring Jr. White spins, draws the double, the triple. White gets his rebound and gets it right back and in. So Billy looking to be very aggressive inside the painted area. Right now, London has no answer for Billy White down low. Williams Jr. for three. That's in and out. Rebound by White. And Bolden's call for his second foul. Mo not happy about that. It will be Hurricanes possession coming out of the timeout as Mike Leslie stays with his original starting lineup. Keith Vassell goes to the bench, and checking in for the first time for the Bolts is Kyle Johnson. White on Williams Jr. spins. White banks it. No good. Rebounds tipped out to Herring Jr. Williamson now down the left side. He pulls it out, and the Bolts will get into their half-court set. Williams Jr. He drives to the rim. Williams Jr. banks it in and count it. As he was able to take Billy White off the dribble, draw the contact, and Kirk will go to the line to shoot one. Billy's first personal as Kirk Williams Jr. attempts the three-point play. And Williams Jr. unable to get that one to go. As he's 3 for 6 from the field, he leads London with Jenny Dallenberg will check in for Julian Boyd. Williams Jr. kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson for three, and he hits it. Johnson. Billy White comes back the other way, and he knocks it down. So it's a 1-point game for London. Williams Jr. Williamson gets inside the key, kicks it out to Johnson, and Johnson's called for too many steps. As Friesen Laddie and Marcus Capers will come in for London. And it's good to see Marcus Capers back after sustaining an injury in game number 4. As Marcus makes his first appearance here in game number 6. 1-point lead for London. Poole for three, and that's off the window and in. Mike Poole not calling the banker, but he gets it to go, and desperately needed that one to go down from downtown as the Hurricanes are 1 for 3 now. Crosses the timeline. Friesen Laddie now. He drives, and Friesen Laddie is fouled. And this evening's officials, the crew chief Paul Hansen, Matt Boyle, and Brian States. As Mike Poole picks up his first personal, and Taquan Zimmerman has checked in for the first time for Halifax. Friesen Laddie for three, and Friesen Laddie knocks it down. Joel continuing the play at a very high level after game number 5, where he got things going in the first 24 minutes for London. 16 points in the first half in game number 4 as he propelled his team to win game number 5 and have this 3-2 lead entering game number 6 as Antoine Mason gets himself back to the free throw line, and Mason hits the first. And that's the first personal called on Dallenberg. And Mason goes 1 for 2. Antoine's 3 for 4 now from the free throw line. Herring Jr. Tough jump shot forced by Zimmerman. And it looks like a shot clock violation called on the Lightning. And that'll be turnover number 2. Poole now drives right hand, can't get the teardrop to go. Last touch by Friesen Laddie as he couldn't control that rebound. As Ronaldo Dixon will enter the game for the first time for the Hurricanes. Antoine Mason will inbound on the baseline. Zimmerman, he puts it up, and that was in and out. Rebound by D'Alembert. Herring Jr. off the pick and roll, swings at the Capers. Heath Johnson wide open, that rims in and out. Kyle Johnson had a good look from distance, unable to drain it. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, all tied up at 23. Poole to Dixon. Dixon draws the foul on D'Alembert, and that'll be his second, and Dixon will go to the line to shoot 2. Good looking 2-man game between Dixon and Poole, as Ronaldo was able to draw the contact after the pump fake on D'Alembert. And Ronaldo will go to the line for the first time this evening. And he knocks down the first. And Ronaldo knocks down both. And a turnover on the inbound, miscommunication between D'Alembert and Herring Jr. as Kirk Williams Jr. will check in for D'Alembert. So an opportunity for this extended possession for the Hurricanes to push the lead to a 2-possession game. Poole with the inbound to Mason, and Mason is pushed by Herring Jr. So some sloppy play in the latter parts of this first quarter being displayed by London, as that's Doug's first personal. And the Bolts are over the limit, and the Hurricanes will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Mason hits the first. And Mason gets the friendly roll on the second. So Antoine, continuing to be very good from the charity stripe. He's 5 for 6, is Antoine, and he's got 5 points. As Williamson drives to the rim, and he draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Mike Poole's second personal. Garrett's first trip to the free throw line. And Garrett has had an outstanding finals, and he goes 1 for 2, averaging 19 points and 9 rebounds for the Bolts. 3-point lead for the Hurricanes, under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Mason off the 2-man game. Dixon swings at the Poole. Poole puts it up for 3. That's in and out. Mason with the rebound. Mason powers it and banks it home. Antoine Mason staying with it with the outstanding offensive rebound off the Mike Poole miss. Williamson to Williams Jr. Friesen Laddie for 3. Too strong. Rebound by Mason. Friesen Laddie had a good look after that ball rotation, unable to get that one to go down. As the Bolts are 5 for 11 from beyond the arc. Mason, he'll put it up for three. That's a tough shot, and he rattles it home in the face of Williams Jr. just before the gun. So Antoine Mason playing at a very high level to finish the first 12 minutes of game number 6. Mason leads all scorers with 10 points, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from downtown, including 4 rebounds. And it's an 8-point lead for the Hurricanes.
Today's program brought to you by Eliminator RC. Proud to be part of your community.
Lots of guys to watch on NBLC Live.
Okay, what are the highlights? What about our favorite players? What about our favorite team? This little interesting feature we call NBLC Cuts.
We'll see if Windsor can continue that Sam Mojo cutting to the cup.
Back up with a fresh shot clock. A little bit of a crossover. Capers to Phillips. Attack.
Drive. Stripped away by Campbell. Taking it back. Campbell again. And the toss up and the throw down by Robbie Robinson. And that gets everybody on the bench of the Island Storm up and off their feet. Wow. Take a look at this. Jonathan Lloyd has been able to...
Number 5 lost it last night. 47 points they gave up in that third quarter. Brady Skeens cleaning it up. This
comes through, penetrates, good pass for Denzel Taylor.
Capers thought about taking 3. Passes a punt in for 2. Loses Scott and goes with the two-man cram.
Just got his pocket picked. Allman with the alley-oop. Big play there from Corey Allman. Bounce pass inside for Allison. Oh, that's a sweet dime.
to see if they go back to that formula for the match.
Harrington Ward in for Ashlew. Ashlew got his defender up in the air. Olu Ashlew spins around and throws it down. Nowhere. Oh, nice drive to the hoop. Long lead pass for Nathaniel Wright, and he gets the jam.
Bit of a weird sequence there. Speaking of, there we go. Wow. Great look by Cliff Kingsdales to Antoine Mason.
On that shot.
Yeah, again, those they're going to get them in transition because of it.
Transition indeed. Wayne McCullough comes through, and Coach Stephen Marcus.
Coach Kendrick will have a decision to make.
Between the legs. Oh my goodness.
With Lloyd.
Nice play there.
Hard to take somebody off when you...
Nowhere near the rim.
Alex Johnson, a friendly
Catch and
roll.
shoot for Cadogan. Cadogan's going to come up short there. Watson was tied up, but Brandon comes in. Swatted away by Lewis.
The big cheat. That's right. You've been working out all week, eating right. But today is your day. A day for a cheat meal. What will you indulge in? Simply log on to coasttocoastsports.net under Contact Us tab to book.